Ooh, Christian woman, hello. Ooh, it's early. It is so early. Now, early is subjective. Early is 4 a.m. when you have to catch a flight. I know that that's super early, but this is early for me. I am not a morning person, but I am helping someone out and running an errand. Before even relaxing with my morning coffee, which I'm usually sitting in my living room right now, just watching the Catholic channel, watching a sermon, or reading my Bible, and just relaxing into the day. I'm a slow person in the day, in the morning. I am not a morning person. But anyway, hey, I'm here. So I'm going to use this time to do a video before work. So I was out somewhere the other day, and I happened to come across a conversation between two young ladies. They appear to be friends, and one person was very, let's say, excited and emphatic. She was very upset about her suitor, her gentleman guy, who cheated on her because she said it so loud the entire room could hear where I was. This place was like a spa gym type place, and she proceeded to say how because the person cheated on her, which is sad. I know it's devastating, to be betrayed that way. So she proceeded to tell her friend that she destroyed this person's house. She went around this person's house and she slashed suede couches. She poured oil all over electronics. She broke up a huge television, and she created a lot of destruction in this person's house. And she repeated herself. And I did this to him, and I did that, and I went into his room, and I did this, and I broke that, and I took all of his clothes, and I ripped them all up, and I poured, I don't know, Clorox all over them. She was just going on and on for a while until I left, but she kept going. And I said to myself, you can understand someone being hurt, okay? If somebody's in a relationship and if you both agree to date each other exclusively, to find out that you've been betrayed, I can understand the level of anger. However, that level of violence in someone's house and destroying property, uncalled for. I get the level of anger 100%. But I have to say that I was saying to myself, I am so glad this guy didn't have a pet. What if he had a pet? I'm not even doing it justice. Her level of anger was so palpable that she sounded like she was in a blind rage. This was like slash and burn. If he had a pet, would she have harmed that pet? I don't know. It's just a question. If he had a small child there, she was taking care of his child, would she have done something to his child? I just wonder about that, because we hear the stories in the news all the time. I've heard stories where something like that has happened and someone has harmed someone's child or pet. So, of course, my takeaway for dating, Christian dating, this is a Christian woman platform, but this could benefit anyone. And I'm sure he saw red flags with her. If you're dating someone and you see any inkling of a red flag or a flash of a really bad temper, or they tell you stories of how they've, gotten back at someone, or, they've gotten their get back, anything is off about that person, and you think it's funny, or you say, oh, wow, that's crazy. Well, you know what? You could be next. So don't play around with these people. Some people truly, genuinely are not stacked right. They haven't processed a lot of unprocessed rage from bad childhood adverse experiences. Some people walk around with a lot of intense anger. Or some people are just impulsive. I can't run the whole gamut on this video. But just be careful out there, whether you're a man or a woman. This was a woman. This is a Christian woman's platform, but this goes for anybody, obviously. I'm glad that guy didn't have a pet. I was a little tense saying to myself, oh my God, I hope she's gonna say, and then I went and got his dog. I don't know. I call on the Holy Spirit to calm me, because I do not condone cruelty to animals, children, elderly, women, anybody. But yeah, she destroyed his property pretty bad, pretty horribly. So be careful who you're dating out there. Okay, another red flag report. Ciao.